quick demo of the import export. Now everyone sort of goes on about DMR radios and that, but the first thing that comes out of general people's mouth is use chirp. Well, of course, I don't know a single DMR radio that works with chirp. So the way I do it, and the way a lot of people do it, is actually use the import export function. Now a lot of these CPSs, if you like, are all made with the same software. So if I create a channel now, if I go on the channel, you notice that it's pretty bare. It's a bog standard code plug. So what I want to do is I'm going to go on channel edit, and I'm going to make channel 1 4446. I'm going to make a standard digital. Before I do that, I also want to add a contact, don't I? So also want to add contact 9 as TG9, and call type for that is going to be a group call, of course. Okay, so we go back to the channel edit, and it doesn't matter too much what you're putting here. You just want to know what it actually does. And for that you'll see in a minute, because you kind of see you're going to export all this data. So what we now want to do, color code 1, slot 1. Why does it always go down the bottom on this software? I don't know. I'm going to leave and we don't want double capacity on, we just want single capacity. Right, and with that, if I now close that and close that, on the channel information, it always seems to be on the channel, but you can sometimes see it on zones and sometimes see it on other settings, like the talk groups and the receive lists are an import export at the bottom here. Now sometimes they're at the top, sometimes they don't exist at all, but if they do, use them. So I'm going to export this to the C drive, and I'm going to call this well, yeah, whatever's default really. So I've now exported that. Great. And so now if I go onto the computer where I exported it to, which is here, now I've got OpenOffice installed. Now providing you've got something that can handle CSV files, it should be okay. Do want to be careful though. Right, so we're now going to open that channel data, and it's going to be pretty bare. Might take a little while, it's just a virtual machine. And as you see, right, whatever it comes up with, just click OK. Okay, and there is now the data on a spreadsheet. So it's exported it to CSV, comma separated, and so basically we want 16 channels. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy that line out of there 16 times. So we want it up to 17, don't we? From 3 to 17. Oops, because one is already been used. Right, now the problem with that is they're all using the same frequency, so this is where the import export comes in, because you can now copy and paste, because it's just a spreadsheet. So I have one here that I've ripped from my GD77, which I'm going to use, but obviously if you were on the internet you could use that. And what you do is pretty much just copy that out. I see that there's probably an error there, and paste those there, and then I'd copy those out because, yeah, hell, I don't like renaming them all, and paste those in, and then I'd go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, because that bit is probably, well, it's almost certainly what needs to be done. They've each got a channel ID, so now they've all got a different ID. So now I'm going to save that and use CSV format. It's quite important to use CSV format. Right, so now if we come back to our other software and import that back in, some weird Chinese writing there from this software, but nevertheless, bosh, 16 channels ready to go. All good. So now then all you need to do is create your zone and add those pieces to your zone, like so. Bosh. And that's basically your code plug good to go at its simplest format. But that is how you use import export. So yeah, if you've got a big old list there in your CSV, so if you hunt around the net for, it doesn't matter what radio, but if they've exported it to CSV format, or even if you then get the code plug software and export it yourself, then you're onto a winner, and that's pretty much how it's done.